And I'm sure he's a good, honest, hard-fearing, God-fearing man that has got some ideas about what he'd like to see changed in city government. And I applaud him for at least taking the step forward to put his name on the ballot. A lot of people talk, but they don't walk. So I'm glad for his sake that he's taking the opportunity to do that.
Okay. So, switching gears then, what do you bring to the position of mayor?
I think I bring the years of experience, the previous years at the school board, knowing how to deal in some of the public arena. I've fostered some associations with some people in St. Paul that I think have helped us over the last few years come to the table and bring some of the recovery dollars, probably a little bit faster than what maybe we would have ordinarily got those if we hadn't had some of those connections up there previously. So I think that would be one of the things that I have, and I just have an underlying caring about the people of the city of Rushford.
Okay. In any community, the words and actions of a city administrator are a reflection, or are deemed to be a reflection, of the mayor and city council, and particularly how they guide that person serving in that role. There's been a lot of talk about the content and condescending tone of the weekly newsletter administered by City Administrator Wendy Block, citing examples in which he has targeted groups of people in the community. Some residents and business people feel his efforts to provide this instrument of communication are a good thing, but they don't appreciate the biased editorializing that is deemed unprofessional for anyone serving as a city administrator. My question is, how do you perceive the content of his newsletter?
I think there are various approaches to the newsletter. Some of that is put out largely in part to some of the rumors that get generated in the community that are based entirely on unsubstantiated facts. And I think a lot of those newsletters that he puts out contain a lot of the actual facts that maybe the media hasn't presented. And he has a stern and straightforward way of giving those facts out to the people that receive that. I've also, as well as, it's probably an average of some people that think the comments are okay. They don't feel that they're biased, or they don't feel that they're slanderous or anything else. They feel that they're somewhat truthful in the honest facts. And so there are some that maybe take offense to some of that, and I don't know where or how you would get anyone to be able to publish a newsletter detailing the facts surrounding all of the issues that we have been involved in the last 2 years without maybe ruffling some feathers somewhere.
How do you respond to those who feel the mayor and or the city council should address the issue?
I don't know that I've had very few comments about addressing the issue of that newsletter. I mean, the newsletter was put out because some people wanted to have extra information about what the city was doing, what the administrator's office was doing, and how they were handling certain things about the community and the recovery process. The recovery process has been long, it's been tedious, and I'm sure there's some short tempers once in a while and personalities of different sorts. Not everyone in the community all has the same personality. Not everyone in the community have all the same thoughts, and some of them have varying degrees of the way they think things should be done. But most of the things that have been done at City Hall and with the city administrator have been done on a consensus of either the Planning Commission and the EDA and the City Council. It is not one person that has been making the decisions at the City Hall. So how else to respond to that? I guess I couldn't answer that.
Okay. What other, I know you have a lot of information here, what other things do you think would be important to share with anybody who's considering which direction to go on the election?
Well, I think it's important, Jason, that the voters should know that we have worked many long hours with FEMA, with the state of Minnesota. We have about 19 projects with varying funding sources that we've worked on. And the total of those projects is almost $39 million. And out of that $39 million, the state, as the federal government, has obligated all of that except about $1.5 million, and it's going to come back to maybe the fall at the table of the citizens of the city of Rushford. So with $39 million worth of improvements, and the city's portion of that only about $1.5 million, and some of that is still subject to grants, some of it to low interest loans. Our bond agency that's come down and made the presentations that we've looked at how any of these projects would affect the taxpayers of the city of Rushford, and on various occasions the program that he has put in place with the numbers of the projects that we give him show that with the moving and the changing out of one bond and moving into another one is going to have a minimal effect on any of the taxpayers in the city of Rushford. To this point, the recovery process from that flood has not really cost the taxpayer of the city of Rushford per se $1. I mean, it's taxpayers' money, I won't deny that, but it's federal and state money that has been here that we have been using to bring all of this stuff back. We just awarded a $3 million contract for infrastructure and the development of the infrastructure at the Himley property up there so that we can move forward in the expansion of another motel that was in the process before the flood. And of that $3 million, some of that is going to be reimbursed from FEMA if we do the project now in a timely manner. Some of the issues that we need to repair were flood-related damages. Some of them were maybe not related. We've got water pipes that have been in the ground since 1895. We're certainly going to try to do that. There's some health issues that are involved with those. And so now with FEMA's participation, I don't know what percentage yet that'll be. It could be 25%, it could be 35%, it could be 10%, but whatever amount of that percentage of that 2.4 million for the infrastructure, the streets and roads in downtown proper, it's money that the taxpayers of Rushford won't have to come up with.
Okay. Any other anything?
No, unless you've got some interesting questions.
I'm good.
All right, thank you.
All right. Did you have any others, Kirsten?
I don't think so. Not offhand.